And welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. What do you even say about that? Possibly the worst defensive performance I've seen in a long time from anyone, not just us. That's about as bad defensively as I've seen Everton. And it's just incredibly demoralising, this constant state of, oh, maybe we'll be all right. Oh no, we're almost certainly going to go down. That we just keep seeming to be flicking in between these last few weeks. Where do you even start? It's just ridiculous. We can just get some of the obvious ones out of the way. Coleman needs replacing. Like, there's no two ways about it. I don't care. I love the guy, brilliant player. Like, had a great career for us, like for 13 years or however long he's been here. But it needs to be done. I think some of us thought, some of us who weren't that sure actually about Patterson too much for probably thought that, spending 15 million or whatever on a right back, he was going to be the replacement. He's not ready. Get someone else in the summer, who's first team ready and first team quality, because it's just absolutely abysmal tonight. And coming up against Heung-min Son, it just showed it more evidently than ever. He is not good enough for this level anymore. He just isn't. And that's just, we've known that. We've known that for so long, pretty much since his injury. We've known that, and that just hasn't been addressed. That's not good enough. Michael Keane, again, shocking performance. Quite unlucky with his own goal, but he got the unlucky card against City last week. He's just not good enough. It's just indicative that he's not good enough. Mason Holgate, same thing. Bramthwaite, you can't be too harsh on because, young lad, still learning. Was a bit of a deer in headlights tonight. You kind of feel a bit sorry for him. But again, he's still not good enough. And there's only so much blame you can put on there because, Mina and Godfrey are our two best centre-backs. They're both injured right now. You don't if we get another injury to a centre-back, you don't really have any other choice but to bring him in. Leave off him. But yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. The only two players that I think can hold their heads up in that performance, Anthony Gordon and possibly Alan. I thought, Alan at least seemed to give a shit that we were getting battered. So first goal, Coleman needs to cut out the cross and he doesn't. And Keane, I think a better defender clears that away. He's slightly unlucky, he's got to do something because it's literally going straight to Keane. Cross should have been cut out in the first place. It's poor defended before it gets to Keane, but he's obviously going to get the brunt of that. Son's goal, Pickford's got to save it. Fact of the matter. It's harsh to blame Pickford really for any of the others, but he's got to save that. But he made a few good saves throughout the game, so it kind of you can't say he played well, but you can hardly blame Pickford. Behind that defence, he was always going to have a shocker, wasn't he? We just got everything wrong. You can't come in and blame Frank Lampard, because the issues are so much deeper than just a manager who's been in for just over a month. But he did get it wrong today. Should never have gone in with that high press against Tottenham because, especially a team set up as well structured as Antonio Conte, who loves playing against us, by the way. Don't know if anyone else is drawing comparisons to when Chelsea thrashed us under Koeman. 23 year they won the league, Conte's first season, 5-0 at Stamford Bridge, where just pretty much every shot they had went in. Very similar today. It just picked us apart, and it was easy. We made it easy for them. Why is a defence of that quality playing so high against Harry Kane and Heung-min Son? Why are we doing it? It's just stupid. It's wrong. It's tactically inept, and it's it's the first sign of concern I think I've had since Lampard's come in. Well, when his name was first getting touted, I was a little wary because I was aware that his Chelsea teams were not very well defensively set up, and I think tonight we saw quite a bit of evidence of that. I'd like to think it's something he learns from. I'd like to think that with the coaching staff brought in, that'll be addressed, and we'll think maybe we shouldn't do that when our centre backs are Michael Keane and Mason Holgate, who both of them aren't good enough for the level we're meant to be at. Neither of them are. They just aren't. So you need to give them as much help as they can have, because especially against attacks like Tottenham's, it's just obvious. It is just you're watching a game like that and you're just thinking, all these fans on a Monday, they've given up that just a Monday night. They've given up pretty much. Well, they would have taken days off work, days off school, or whatever, given up their whole Monday to travel down to London and watch that shit show, and you just can't help but feel for them. And you want to see like fines given out. They won't be given out, and obviously you can understand that they won't be given out or anything like that. But it's just not good enough. Players getting paid this much money and putting in a performance like that, it's just not good enough. And you watch that and just think, we could so easily go down. You get neutral fans, we'll all have them. We'll all have them. Neutral fans say, "Oh, you won't go down. You'll be fine." It's Everton. Everton won't go down. I'd like to think watching that a lot of them will think, "Oh yeah, maybe." No team is too good to go down. You're only as good as the performances you put in, and that was just dreadful. Anthony Gordon, hold your head up high, lad, because 20 years old and you're the only one who comes out of that game with even an ounce of dignity. And you'd say that even if he wasn't a Scouser or a youngster who's only just come into the team this season. Just based on the performance, you take away everything from that. Fair dues. He gave it a go. And if everyone had put in as much effort as Anthony Gordon today, we probably wouldn't even have lost that. Probably we might have done, I don't know, because tactically they were always going to pick us apart. Pretty much everyone got things wrong today. And when that happens, you're always going to be on the end of a thrashing. So I don't really know where to go from here. I mean, I didn't intend to get as ranty as I did there, but it's a 5-0 defeat. I don't know. You can't really expect anything different, really, can you? We're all fans who care a massive amount about this club, and if you give up your evening to watch a game like that, you expect better, and it's going to frustrate you when it goes like it did there. So I think that's about all I've got to say, really. It wasn't exactly a game that we were eyeing as one that we really need to win out of the fixtures we've got. But Spurs are in such weird form at the moment. You never really know what Tottenham you're going to get. One could argue we were unlucky to get a Tottenham that were as in tune as they were tonight. But there's no excuses. You've got to show up. Whoever you're up against. Just look at facing Bournemouth on Thursday. That wasn't good enough either. But hey, we move on from that. But so there are more pressing fixtures coming up. But is that going to be a massive knock on confidence now? Because a 5-0 defeat, it's quite hard to ignore that, whoever it's against. So it's Wolves on Sunday at home. They're in very good form. It's going to be a tough one. Could get a win, but you just after a performance like that, you just think no. I mean, Goodison is going to be an advantage. You're seeing comments on Twitter tonight, just like it is the atmosphere at Goodison alone that if we do stay up is going to be the reason. That's ridiculous. That should never, ever be the case. But that does seem the sad reality. So, yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Toffee Blues for more Everton content. I think there's going to be another live stream tonight where you yourselves can get your own complaints in rather than just watching a recorded version of me moan at you for like 10 minutes or whatever. So, that's been me. Cheers.